Coney Island. Population 1. In 2012, after the apocalypse, not too many inhabitants wander the streets of New York. This is where we meet our protagonist, a seagull, dwelling alone on this island. What was once a flourishing amusement park now has a population of only 1. Due to the history behind Coney Island, our seagull has been able to research a little bit behind his home's past. The beginning development of Coney Island began in 1829 when a hotel was built on the island. However, the island was only accessible by boat. In 1920, a new section of the subway was built in order to connect Coney Island to both Manhattan and Brooklyn.
As a kid, when I was a teenager, we would come here, the whole summer, stay at Bay 14, and we'd eat before we get on the train to go home. I lived in Brooklyn at the time.
I don't know, she's never been here before. We were just actually trying to describe it on the way down, taking the subway down. The subway ride is really great down here too, especially if you're in the front car. You get to see as you go closer to the beach.
The main attraction, the boardwalk, was finished in 1923. Over 150 businesses were leveled in order to make room for a man-made beach.
You could say it's on the beach, but the beach is almost a small part of it. It's just, it's almost like a carnival. There's people on the boardwalk, everybody's walking, there's people dancing, there's musicians, there's puppet shows, there's games, there's rides. It's, an amusement park and a beach, but it has this urban flavor to it.
They used to have an orangeade at that time for a nickel. The Frankfurters were, I think, 10 cents. I was lucky that I didn't have to pay.
In 1927, the world-famous Cyclone coaster opened. It was almost torn down in 1975 until Dewey Albert donated money to keep it up and running.
Well, when you're young, you don't fear anything. You don't fear anything. You go up, a lot of people got stuck there on the top. Sometimes they had to wait hours in order for it to be brought down.
In 1977, the parachute drop was named a historical landmark and still stands today. After a series of fires, Steeplechase Park within Coney Island was eventually closed, along with the majority of the island's rides.
Steeplechase Park, I think used to go in there for a quarter, and they had maybe 10, 15 rides, all kind of different things, I used to go in the cars, you're bumping cars, you bang each other, we used to get a big kick out of that as kids,
From 1880 till the end of World War II, Coney Island was one of the most successful amusement parks ever. Attendance at the park picked up in 2000 after the establishment of the Coney Island Museum and the annual film festival. 2 roller coasters were even built in 2011. We can see that our seagull friend is full of nostalgia as he reflects on all the glory Coney Island once possessed. The human race needs to protect our past culture, the pieces of great America. Before we built it, it will disintegrate into simple memories. Our seagull leaves the once great island with a new flock, knowing that perhaps one day someone will appreciate the history behind a simple little park called Coney Island.